Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and Horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the rabbit. So welcome back all my bunny buddies. How are we doing? We'll find out, shall we? That's why you're here, to see how things are, right? So let's shuffle these up and see what we've got for you guys. Just going to move these around, shuffle them up and down, and then we're going to pick three and see what we've got. Let's stop about there. And we're going to take that one from the bottom. We're going to take that one from the middle. We're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we have got two blacks and a white, two negatives to start us off with. Don't threat though, black isn't always an attack. And we've got this white one to look forward to, but don't get your hopes up because white isn't always all right. Let's flip them over and see what we've got. There's a rabbit card. A card, there is a catalyst card. There's change coming, fast change. Rabbits get on okay with rabbits. They are relatively compatible with each other, so we haven't necessarily got an attack here from this black. It's more of a uncomfortable change or a realization that things aren't exactly what you thought they were going to be. It's almost like you put all your hopes and faith into something and it just hasn't really worked out that way. It's been a bit of a misunderstanding here, and now things are starting to change. I don't see any sort of like struggles or some sort of like immediate upset, but what I do see is that you're not ready for what you think you're trying to achieve, or you haven't got all the pieces in place to complete this jigsaw puzzle. You think you have, but you don't. You need to look at the bigger picture. You need to take a step back. For a long time now, you've been back and forth in this place of indifference, into this place where you may be feeling a little bit aloof. You may be feeling a little bit, I don't know, sort of absent. You may be feeling a little bit lost. You may not actually know nor believe where you actually are right now. So it's a lot better to stay in a place of denial, or in a place of sort of ignorance, where you can pretend nothing is happening and you can pretend everything is okay and you can pretend like, you know, it's all going to be fine. But the truth of it is this change that's coming now is just another change that's going to take you back to where you began in the first place. Because again, it's back and forth, up and down, hot and cold, hot and cold. Rabbits, not as I say, not an incompatible sign for rabbits, but that change is what's going to be, that's going to give you I don't know, reason to sulk, reason to be negative, reason to, in some ways, feel a case of injustice or feel like it's not fair. You know, you've put it all out there. You may be trying in a relationship, you may be trying in a job, you may be trying your hardest at something, and you've put it all out there on the table only to discover that nobody's actually picking it up. Nobody's actually fussed about what you've brought to the table. It's almost like you feel, not necessarily others, but it maybe you feel that what you're doing is enough and that it should be appreciated. Unfortunately, it may not just be enough. There could be more elements that you've missed, as I say, a bigger picture that you may not be able to see. We've got the ox card coming in there. The ox is not a great card for rabbit people. Not really. I mean, I wouldn't say this black was an attack because it's not a huge conflict card, but it's definitely something to think about, stuff on the mind. That's what you've got here. You're coming through these changes, you're going up and down, hot and cold, and then you overthink it. You overthink why it's so hot, and then that becomes cold. And then when it gets cold, you add more hot, and then that hot becomes hot again, and then it goes cold, and then you add more hot. Maybe it's time to stop adding hot to the cold. Maybe it's time to stop trying to adjust everything and just let it flow. As I say, you keep on putting things on the table. You're overthinking this all the time. And this is what's going to cause that, almost that feeling of injustice or not belonging somewhere. Because you keep putting these stuff out there in the wrong place. And you need to think about this. You can't keep getting this cold something and making it hot. And you can't keep letting it cool down till it's cold. It's either, if it's hot, keep it hot. Keep it on a simmer. Keep it boiling. Keep it hot. But if it's cold, then just leave it be and take it or leave it. Stop trying to adjust it. Stop trying to make things happen, especially if they're happening already, just not in a way that you wouldn't necessarily have liked. Do you know what I mean? If there's already stuff on the table, why are you bringing more? It may not be your stuff that's on the table. It may not be you that's presented it. It may not even be your preferable stuff. But doesn't mean you can come along and then start taking over the table and start introducing more stuff. I think you're going to realize this. I think you're going to come to realizations this week, because you are thinking about things. You are thinking stuff. You know, now you do like things when they're easy. You do like things when they flow. You do like things when there's little or no complications. However, ignoring them just won't make them go away. You know, just because you don't like them, you can't just ignore them. You can't. You're just going to make yourself feel, in some ways, worse, I guess is the best way to put it. You're just going to make yourself feel worse. I think right now what you're kind of looking at is maybe moving tables. Don't change the stuff you're bringing to the table. Maybe stop taking it to that table. Go to a table where you can manage the hot and the cold, you know, and that way you can actually get some clarity. You can get some understanding on it. Because it's overthinking it and adjusting with the measurements and going from hot to cold all the time. It's not going to end well. It's not. Catalyst card number 2, White Rabbit coming into play. A bit of a catalyst card merger here, because I do feel that this is potentially one of the same. It's the same change. It's just with thinking about it, the change is going to be a little bit easier to adjust to. It's like you're going to fight up against the change. You're going to push up against it. You're going to argue with it. You're going to justify with it. You're going to try and bargain with it. You're going to realize that's not what you can do. That's not going to achieve anything. That's not the right course of action. You'll come to that conclusion by yourself, and then the catalyst will continue, and it will continue in a more positive way, because your perspective will be a little bit different. As I say, rabbits get on okay with their own kind. And I think with this catalyst card coming in as quickly as it's moving, although you're not going to be overly happy with it, and it may make you uncomfortable, or it may make you feel like the world is against you, you're going to come to the conclusion on your own that that's not the case. You're going to come to the conclusion by yourself that it's not against you, and there could be advantages to be had here. There isn't much to qualm about. Just your own indifference, as I say, just your own perspective. You feel like it's an attack. You feel like it's, you know, against you. You feel this way, but that's not necessarily how it is. Maybe it's just panned out that way, coincidentally. But you'll work through this. As I say, that Ox card is giving you that moment to seek clarity, to get some sort of understanding, to find comprehension, to find the answers to the questions that you need. And the more you think about it, the more you'll come to realize that you are at the wrong table. It's not necessarily that you're bringing the wrong stuff, hot or cold. It's just that you are on the wrong table. And the sooner you realize that you are bringing your whatever it is to that wrong table, the quicker you'll be able to move through this and come out the other side. Of course, if you don't resolve this now, it is a cycle. You will just come around and we will be back here again. But for now, you can think about this and you can work this out. And when you do, you'll be able to move forward in a more optimistic, positive way, with that more open-minded perspective. But we'll find out, won't we, next week, when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the rabbit. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the dragon. So if you are interested in what those guys are up to, I will see you then. If not, no worries. I'll just see you next week. Love and peace.